Hello students, how are you all? Today we are going to start chapter 10 circles, and now today we are going to start theorem 10.8. Before this we have covered our theorem up to 10.7 and exercise 10.4. So in this theorem, it is very important theorem. So the statement of this theorem, the angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by it at any point on the remaining part of the circle. That means if we have a circle and PQ is the arc, this is PQ, it is arc, and it subtend angle POQ at center and angle PAQ at point A. So here we will take three cases. Here first case, in this arc PQ, here arc PQ is major arc. In this arc PQ forms a semicircle, and in this arc PQ is minor arc. So proof of all these three cases are same. So in this, first of all, given. So in given we have a circle with center O in which angle POQ and angle PAQ are subtended by arc PQ at center O and at point A. That means here PQ is the arc and here O is the center. So angle POQ is subtended by arc PQ at center and angle PAQ subtended by arc PQ at point A. Here we have to prove that angle POQ equal to twice of angle PAQ. So in this angle POQ, this angle, or we can take this angle POQ or this angle, this will be twice or double of the angle PAQ of this angle. So here we have to take one construction. So draw AB such that it passes through center O. So here we will draw AB and it will passes through O. Similarly, in all these three cases we will draw AB, it will passes through point O, the center. Now, so taking proof. In proof, first of all, in triangle AOQ. So in triangle AOQ we have OA equal to OQ. Here OA, this OA equal to OQ as they are radii. So here also OA equals to OQ and here also OA equal to OQ. Why they are equal? They are the radii of same circle. So if these two sides are equal, then angle OAQ will be equal to angle OQA. Why? As we know, the angle opposite to equal sides are equal. So here these two angles will be equal. These two angles will also equal. Now after this we can write here angle BOQ will be equal to angle OAQ plus angle OQA. So when we take this angle BOQ, angle BOQ, this angle BOQ, this angle will be equal to angle OAQ plus angle OQA. As we know by this theorem, sum of interior opposite angle of triangle is equal to its exterior angle. So when in any triangle, suppose this is triangle and in this it is exterior angle, so the sum of interior opposite angle will be equal to its exterior angle. That's why we can say here angle BOQ will be equal to angle OAQ plus angle OQA. So this is the theorem, sum of interior opposite angle of triangle is equal to its exterior angle. So we can say here that angle BOQ will be equal to twice angle OAQ. Why it is twice angle OAQ? Because OAQ and OQA are equal. So here we can put OAQ. So OAQ plus OAQ will become twice of OAQ. So we can take this equation as equation number 1. Now similarly in triangle AOP. So when we take this triangle AOP, in this triangle also we can write angle BOP will be equal to twice of angle OAP. So in this we can give this equation number 2. Now by adding equation number 1 and 2, so here we can write adding equation 1 and 2, angle BOQ plus angle BOP equal to twice angle OAQ plus twice angle OAP. Now here BOQ and BOP, you can see from the diagram here BOP and BOQ, it will become POQ. So it will be angle POQ. Now here 2 can be taken as common. So it will be in bracket OAQ plus OAP. So here OAQ and OAP. OAQ and OAP, this will form PAQ. So addition of these two angles will be PAQ. So we can say that angle POQ will be equal to twice angle PAQ. So in this theorem, the angle subtended by an arc at center is double the angle subtended by it at any point on the remaining part of the circle. It is very important theorem. In this way we can prove this theorem. Now after this, see next theorem. So in theorem 10.9, we have to prove that angle in the same segment of a circle are equal. So angle in the same segment of a circle are equal. That means in this we have given a circle with center O, and in this PQ is an arc, or we can say PQ is a segment, and this segment subtend angle PAQ at point A and angle PBQ at point B and angle POQ at center. So here we can write in the given a circle with center O in which arc PQ subtend angle POQ at center and angle PAQ and angle PQA. So and angle PBQ at points A and B. That means this arc PQ subtend angle PAQ at point A and angle PBQ at point B. So here we have to prove that angle PAQ equals to angle PBQ. So according to theorem 10.8, in proof, as we know, as we have studied in theorem 10.8, that the angle subtended by arc at center is double the angle subtended by the arc at any other point. So here, according to theorem 10.8, we can say that angle POQ will be equal to twice of angle PAQ. So angle POQ will be twice of angle PAQ. This will be equation number 1. And similarly, angle POQ, this will be equal to twice of angle PBQ. We can take this equation as equation number 2. Now from equation 1 and 2, when we compare equation 1 and 2, so both of these are equal to POQ. That means we can say here twice angle PAQ will be equal to twice angle PBQ. So these two will be cancelled. Now here it will be PAQ will be equals to angle PBQ. Therefore we can say that the angle in the same segment of circle are equal. So these angle will be equal. So in the same way we can also do next theorem, that is theorem 10.10. So in theorem 10.10, it is if a line segment joining 2 points subtends equal angle at two other points lying on the same side of the line containing the line segment, the 4 points lies on a circle. So this also you can prove. It is also very simple theorem. So we can say that theorem 10.10 is the converse of theorem 10.9. So you can try this theorem. Now after this I will tell you about cyclic quadrilateral. So what is cyclic quadrilateral? So next, cyclic quadrilateral. Now so after this, one of the most important topic, that is cyclic quadrilateral. So what are cyclic quadrilateral? So when a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle with each of its vertices touches the point of circumference of the circle. That means when we draw any quadrilateral inside a circle such that their points or their vertices should be touches the each point of its circumference. So only that quadrilateral will be cyclic quadrilateral. Suppose we draw this kind of quadrilateral. This is not cyclic quadrilateral. Or we draw this kind of quadrilateral. This is also not a cyclic quadrilateral. When a cyclic quadrilateral should be, its all vertices should be touches inside its circumference. Only that kind of quadrilateral will be cyclic. So related to this cyclic quadrilateral, we have two theorems. So these are the very important theorems. So first theorem in 10.11. So in this figure you can see that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. So in theorem 10.11 we have the sum of either pair of opposite angle of cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degree. That means in any cyclic quadrilateral the sum of opposite angle will be equal to 180. So here angle A plus angle C will be equal to 180 degree and angle B plus angle D equal to 180 degree. Now next theorem is the converse of theorem 10.11, that is 10.12. If the sum of pair of opposite angle of quadrilateral is 180, then quadrilateral is cyclic. That means any quadrilateral, suppose any quadrilateral whose sum of opposite angle are 180, then we can say that this quadrilateral is a cyclic quadrilateral. So in these two theorem you can use directly in the questions. So after this we can start our exercise 10.5. So in exercise 10.5, see question number 1. In question number 1 we have given in figure EB and C are 3 points on a circle with center O such that angle BOC equal to 30 degree and angle AOB equal to 60 degree. If D is a point on the circle other than the arc ABC, then we have to find angle ADC. So in this question we have given a diagram, and in this diagram we have given in figure A, B and C are 3 points. So here point A, point B and point C are 3 points on the circle and which have a center O. Now here angle AOB equal to 60 degree and angle BOC equal to 30 degree, and here D is also a point. So here AC, here AD and CD are joined, so it forms another angle ADC. So we have to find this angle ADC. Now so in solution, as we know angle AOC, if we find this angle AOC, this will be equal to angle AOB plus angle BOC. So we can write here angle AOC equals to angle AOB plus angle BOC. So angle AOC will be equal to 60 plus 30. So angle AOB equal to 60 and angle BOC equal to 30. So angle AOC will be equal to 60 plus 30, it will be 90. Angle AOC will be 90 degree. Now according to theorem 10.8, so theorem 10.8 was the angle subtended by arc at center is double the angle subtended by it at any other point of the circle. So we can write here angle AOC, which is at center, will be equal to twice of angle ADC, which is on point D. So here angle AOC equals to twice of angle ADC. This we can write according to theorem 10.8. Now value of angle AOC is 90. So here 90 will be equal to twice of angle ADC. When we find angle ADC, it will be equal to 90 upon 2. So 90 upon 2 will be 45. So here we can say angle ADC will be 45 degree. This will be the answer. Now after this, see next question. So in question number 2, a chord of a circle is equal to radius of a circle. Find angle subtended by the chord at a point on the minor arc and also at a point on major arc. So in this question we have given a circle with center O in which chord AB is equal to its radius. So here we can say that AB equal to OA equal to OB, and one thing also, here point P is a point on major arc and here point Q is point on minor arc. So in this we have to find angle APB and angle AQB. We have to find these two angles. So in solution, if OA equal to OB equals to AB, if all these three sides are equal, that means we can say that triangle AOB is an equilateral triangle. So here we can say that triangle AOB is an equilateral triangle. So if angle AOB is an equilateral triangle, therefore angle AOB will be equal to 60 degree, as all the angles of equilateral triangle are 60 degree. So according to theorem 10.8 we can say, so theorem is angle subtended by arc at center is twice the angle subtended by it at any other point of the circle. So in this we can say that angle AOB will be equal to twice of angle APB. So angle AOB, this will be equal to twice of angle APB. So value of angle AOB equal to 60 degree equal to twice of angle APB. So for finding angle APB, 60 will be divided by 2. So it will be 30. So angle APB will be 30 degree. So we can say that this angle will be 30 degree. So angle on major segment will be 30 degree. Now after this we can say that APBQ, this is an equilateral quadrilateral. This is a cyclic quadrilateral. So here APBQ is a cyclic quadrilateral. So in this we can we know that by theorem 10. As we know by theorem 10.11, that is, and when a quadrilateral is cyclic, then the sum of opposite angle will be equal to 180. So angle P plus angle Q will be equal to 180 degree. This we can say by theorem 10.11. So by theorem we can say angle P plus Q equals to 180, or we can say that angle APB plus angle AQB equal to 180. Now putting value of APB, it is 30 degree, plus angle AQB equals to 180 degree. So angle AQB will be equal to 180 minus 30, so it will be 150. So angle AQB will be equal to 150 degree. So we can say here angle AQB will be 150, or angle on minor segment will be 150 degree. In this way we can find the value of these two angles. Now remaining question of this exercise we will do in next session. So in this exercise here you have to complete total 5 questions. So it's your homework. Do exercise 10.5 question 1 to 5. First of all you will try 1 to 5 question along its theorem also. You have to try its theorem also and all the solved examples also. So remaining question of this exercise we will do in next session. So up to here you have to do 5 questions. So thank you for watching the video.